Hello and welcome. I'm Patricia Missakian from the Akashic Records Institute.com and numerologist.com. And this week we are doing a reading with my Oracle deck, Akashic Realm Messengers Oracle deck. So I already drew 3 cards for us to work on with you this week. Before we go on, I want to invite you to take a moment and tune in by closing your eyes. Let's close the eyes together. Let's take some nice deep breaths. Noticing what you notice in your body. And let it come to you, a particular area in your life. And let's set the intention to receive the wisdom, support, and vibration of a particular Akashic Realm messenger that is here to support you this week. So I'm going to be quiet while you tune into the area that you want to support on in your life. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes and notice the oracles on the screen. Just tune in to what oracle is calling your attention this week. Letting go of anything else and just notice which oracle is pulling your energy, like calling your energy, calling your attention. And once you find one, bring your whole attention to the oracle, allowing all the vibration, symbols, and messages come to you. Beautiful. And now I want to invite you to let me know which one you chose. Let's call number 1, number 2, and number 3. So comment below which one you chose. Now I'm going to share one by one the message of the oracles for you for this week. So the number 1 oracle is Daniel. Daniel is the teacher of the path for family harmony. He's here to bring you healing to families when there are disagreements. He can be called upon as a mediator during stressful family times. His particular message to you is there is some family drama at play, whether you choose to be aware of it or not. Don't take anything personally and bring your energy to call yourself to stay calm at all situations. There are more sides to the story than you are aware of. So one very interesting thing that I find that everything is connected. So last year when I downloaded this training, all this body of work from the Akashic Realm Messenger, every week I was bringing the artist through the process for her to connect with me to the Akashic Realm so we could together anchor the symbols and more of the colors and the energy for each oracle. And when was the week for Daniel, there was something that was happening in, something that our whole family has together, an investment here. And there was some, family members that were having some, situation going on. And it was exactly on the week that we're working with Daniel Dankel. And by working with Daniel, not only like the situation was like dissolved within like 2 days, and open up to amazing gifts. So if that's you and if you chose Daniel, there is this opportunity at play for you right now to actually shift how you hold in a situation. And when you really bring that opportunity, it shifts for everyone. An easy exercise that you can do, it's actually in the book inside. Each Akashic Realm Messenger has a particular exercise when you connect with them. And the exercise that Daniel brings is something very simple that I will share with you now, and you can actually do it. You write a circle. You get a piece of paper and you write a circle, and inside the circle you're gonna write all the family members' name, and you connect with the energy and you repeat the Ho'oponopono for every person, for yourself, for everything, for all the energies between everyone, and call Daniel to support you. If you do this for 7 days at least, you're going to completely shift the relationship for yourself and everyone involved. So if you chose Daniel this week, highly recommend you practice this exercise. Now, if you chose number 2, which is the Akashic Realm Messenger Brundrak, he's the teacher of balancing the duality and polarity in your life. Brundrak has taken the challenging tasks of balancing that polarity energy that we all experience here in this 3-dimensional reality, like good versus bad, right versus wrong, and light versus dark. His mission is to assist the collective in expanding more and more into 5th dimension consciousness. And his particular message for you is, you are now being called to pay attention to where you are holding judgments, where you're holding the attachments for seeing things from the eyes of the 3-dimensional reality, fear, worry, all that brings polarity, right? And labeling things as right, wrong, good, bad. When something triggers you, Brundrak is guiding you to remain neutrals and curious about how you perceive that particular event. And he invites you to take nothing personally, because this is going to allow you yourself to remain in a curious state. And from that position, anything is possible, and more solutions and possibilities you're going to experience in your life. So if you notice that you're stuck yourself, judging where you are, judging what other people are doing, and whatever in those lines, right? Bring yourself to the place of curiosity, like, how interesting that the person is freaking out for no reason. How interesting that this person is, putting the reason that they are not moving forward in the life on myself, or whatever that is. So when you shift that and you start looking at everything with curiosity, no longer attached or the fear of the judgment or the guilt that we all use it to experience, to try to make meaning of something that is not for us to make meaning. When you really embrace the energy, it's almost like you find yourself being pulled out of this matrix of confusion, of imprisonment that most people are stuck in this 3-dimensional reality, and you start asking different questions, and because of that you start experiencing different results. You start moving into that alignment of flow, that everything is always working out in your favor. Even though sometimes you may not like that particular, first reaction or first direction, but when you really grasp this, freedom of the imprisonment of the 3rd dimension reality, and you open more and more to what really this body of work that the Akashic Realm Messengers is, which is pulling you away and opening your consciousness to this different way to think, different way to see reality, everything unfolds and everything starts shifting. And you find yourself that you can navigate through situations from a different energy, from a different, a deeper level of empowerment and flow. So call in Brundrak to help you to free yourself from what is keeping you stuck to old ways of being, to old ways to think, and to see what is really happening, which is different than what you think is happening with the situations that you find yourself. And finally, our 3rd Akashic Realm Messenger is Lucius. He is the guide of freedom from cycles of pain. How interesting the progression and how the 3 Akashic Realm Messengers are working to support you this week, even though you chose one. Lucius is a powerful guide that assist humans who are trapped into a self-perpetuating cycle of pain. He assists you to recognize the pattern and assert the power to forgive and free yourself from that cycle. His particular message for you this week: you may find yourself in a cycle where you find yourself in the same situation over and over, even though sometimes those cycles may take years for some people, right? And he invites you to look that from the perspective that there may be new people involved, but the painful energy being experienced is kind of familiar. And life keeps bringing back situations up for us as an opportunity to really shift how, what are you doing that you unconsciously calling in energetically those situations, right? So it's an opportunity actually to forgive and heal the wounds through deeper self-love, deeper love for humanity, deeper love for the process of life. So dissolving your belief that you deserve, right, to be mistreated, you free yourself from these painful cycles. So it's almost like, and we work a lot of that in the Soul Matrix method when we work with, clearing, shifting those old Akashic Records agreements. There are agreements of deservingness, belonging, and all of those unconsciously brings you back to the situation until you shift how you're holding the energy, until you free yourself. So if you chose Luxius this week, start noticing what are the patterns that you find in yourself repeating over and over again, and ask Lucius to break the cycle, to start shifting. And what happens is, many times when you get a particular messenger like the one you got this week, one powerful way to work with them, before you go to sleep, call back the anchor back what you experience, connecting to the image in this session, and ask your higher self to bring, to open the pathway so you can continue receiving the message that the messengers have for you for this week at this deeper level, right? So anchoring this week, remembering, any family situation. That is kind of like an interesting theme this week, right? So do that exercise that I shared today. Shift how you see things, starting being curious, looking at situations from this deeper perspective. And Lucius is here to help you to break the cycle once for all. Thank you for being here with us. Always an honor and a pleasure. And I want to invite you to subscribe for the YouTube channel for numerologist.com. That way, anytime me or my amazing partners here in the numerologist community have a new video for you, you can grow and expand with us. And I also want to invite you to come on over to my community. There is a page that I created exclusively for those of you in my numerologist community. So just come to my site, akashicrecordsinstitute.com/333, and come check it out, what is happening right now, and a few resources to support you at this moment in your life. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week.